And welcome back to another episode of the Mayday Mayhem Mysteries. I am your host, Mayday Mayhem. Ew. I know it's been a minute, but y'all, it's whoosh. Cha, it's been a lot going on in these news. So hard to keep up. But we're going to get it cracking today with our next case. And we're also going to have an update on the missing West brothers case. So that also will be going on right here, right now on the Mayday Mayhem Mystery. But first, before we start, I want to thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. Please make sure you like and subscribe for more content. I haven't been well for the past few days, along with the rest of my family. So I've had to be Dr. Mom. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Had to be Dr. Mom. So that went along with taking care of children, which is the motherly thing that I have to do. So while I was taking care of children, I also was listening to, of course, our court case that's been going on. And we know we've seen in the news, we've seen, of course, Jussie Smollett. The saga of Jussie. Yeah, he released again. Check out my podcast, Mayday Mayhem podcast, where I go into more depth about Jussie Smollett, and that's on all streaming platforms from Google to Apple to Spotify to Overcast, Anchor, everywhere my podcast is available. So, yeah, that happened. The saga of Smollett is really running rampant. So let's go ahead and get started with the case. Now, one case I have been watching, and when it first ran across my desk, I was like, this sounds awful familiar. This sounds really, really familiar. But let's get into the details of the story on what happened, how did it start, and why we do need justice for Amari Nicholson. Now, the two people in front of you that you see, the woman is Amari's mother. The male next to her is her boyfriend. This is Amari. Oh, sorry, didn't know my mic was muted. My bad. This is Amari, 2 years old. Beautiful young boy. Beautiful baby. Here's another picture of Amari, happily smiling. As you can see, he looks like a bright, intelligent young baby. He was only 2 years old. Until fateful day in May now. Let's get the story out first before we get to the nitty-gritty on what really fucking happened here. Now, around May 5th, Amari's mother's boyfriend, his name is Terrel Rhodes. I don't know what's up with these damn T's. Make sure I stay away from men with motherfucking name T's. But Terrel Rhodes, Terrel, we'll get to Giselle later. Terrel Rhodes is mom's boyfriend, whose mom name is did I go on mute again? Oh no, here you go. Mom name is Terrel Nicholson. Okay. Taylor had a baby by another guy, which is not him, okay? For some odd reason, she goes through a story, which we're going to play a piece of the video. She goes through the story of her baby daddy being locked up for putting his hands on her while she was pregnant with him, and the family has some egregious situation against her because she put him in jail But allegedly, that's of course not true. Now, allegedly, around May 5th, Taylor here, seen right here with the red hair and everything, Taylor had to go to her mother's house, allegedly in Colorado. She had to go away to Colorado. She go away. Now, allegedly, she had to go and help her mom. She left few days. But on May 5th, Terrel Rhodes calls her allegedly and says that the baby is missing. The boy is gone. That her baby daddy, let's keep it together now, that Taylor's baby daddy, which she allegedly has no contact with, sister came and picked up the child. Now that's what he told the mother, Taylor, and that the woman, alleged woman, ran off with Amari. Now, of course, she's in another state. The mother, Taylor, is in another state. So she calls 911 and lets them know to file a missing report because her child is missing. And even the phone call to 911 is very crazy to me because she's laughing. Like, I have had a child missing before, and it's no laughing matter. Like, your heart is in your chest. You can't breathe. It's like, oh my God, where's this kid? And we're not talking about no two-year-old. Like, they was well past 2 years old. Like, well past. You know, they were old enough literally to stay home by themselves. But again, he says that the woman took Amari and said that he didn't need anything and just left. He called her. She called 911. She had to come back. And of course, you can see right here, they're doing an interview. Now, again, I'm going to play a bit of the interview. Let me get this off the screen. Let me play a bit of this interview.
Danger. We just want our baby back as soon as possible, the best condition possible.
And you're possible to like amount that the father just saying that his sister didn't come get him. And if that's really the case, then where's my son?
I mean, it seems to be, yeah, I mean, there's different stories floating around out there. I mean, can you just explain to me what you think happened? Or like,
he had got a knock on the door at 6 a.m. from a lady representing herself as Giorgio's sister. And then situation process, he's trying to call me to figure out what's going on. And I'm asleep in Colorado and I wasn't able to answer in time. So as he's packing back, she grabs the baby, runs out the apartment. And by the time he's able to try to find where she went, she was nowhere to be seen.
Now, we hear what she says happens, that allegedly Giorgio, which is her baby daddy, his sister allegedly came and got the child. Now, do you notice Terrell? His hands are together. That reminds me of someone else with a name T. Terrel West, when they did their interview in regards to the missing West boys. Hands folded. Just really odd that his hands are literally folded. Excuse me, sorry. It's really odd that his hands are folded. Wow, he says that this is his child. And he even, longer on in the interview, says that the biological father didn't want him to be a father to the child. But we're going to soon find out that Terrel Rhodes, this motherfucker right here, that's standing up there next to her, yeah, he allegedly killed poor little Amari Nicholson. Why? Because he soiled himself. And actually hid the body. He had the body. He drew a map of everything because they were living. Actually, they were living in the Emirates Suites, which is like I guess in Vegas, it's like a hotel of some sort. I'm assuming that they were staying in the hotel, and I found it odd that why would you be staying in a hotel, But to each his own. My hand just keeps slipping and touching this. To each his own. Why would you go to the Emirates Suites? Okay, but anyway, he drew a detailed map to where to find the child outside the Emirates Suites. He drew a map. But before he drew a map, y'all know this motherfucker went crazy. Yes, he did, y'all. He literally, while he was confessing that he literally killed poor little baby Amari here, because he peed on himself. He's 2 years old. What the fuck do you expect a 2-year-old to do sometimes? They wet themselves. They're only 2. And I'm seeing this more and more and more where it's either the boyfriends are killing the children because they soiled themselves, or it's the actual biological fathers killing the children because they soiled themselves. Literally. And it's astounding to me. And another thing that's even more astounding, he already had a criminal history. Yes. It's even alleged that Taylor Nicholson's mom's knew that he was beating on her. And 9 times out of 10, if the man is hitting on a woman, he's going to be hitting on that child. So, you would prefer to have your child in an abusive situation instead of giving them to the biological father. Now, in this case, allegedly, the biological father had other children, and he wanted Amari to be along with himself and his other children. It was family for this baby to go to. But then sometimes you have people that like to use children as a pawn. As you heard him state, his son. Sir, that's not your son. That's not your son. And if it was your son, why would you kill him? Because yes, allegedly, yes, he drew the map. They found his body. He went, like I said, he went missing on the 5th. They found him on the 12th. They drew a map, and he found out where he was. He drew the map to the police where he was, and he had killed him. He had hit him in the chest and in the back 4 or 5 times because he peed on himself. He alleged that Amari started turning purple and gasping for air, and the child later died of his injuries. Now, what was the purpose of killing him? Allegedly, mom and boyfriend had an argument prior to her leaving to go to Colorado to see her mom. My thing is, if you went to Colorado, why wouldn't you take the baby? Why wouldn't you take the baby? She leaves the baby with him and then allegedly tells him, oh, someone's going to pick up the baby. Instead of taking the baby with her, period. Or, like I said, just taking the baby with her. You left the baby with him. Y'all got into alleged argument. And He got mad, allegedly. Baby peed on himself and he killed the child. That's allegedly what happened. Now, this story gets even crazier. It's even crazier. Like the story is even crazier. I know y'all see that, right? Pushing the wrong buttons. You know you see that, right? This is Terrel Nicholson. This is her mugshot after her child was found deceased by her boyfriend. She was arrested for prostitution. Yes. Now, ain't nothing wrong with prostitution. That's one of the jobs that's been around since the beginning of time. I have nothing against any prostitutes or any prostitution behavior. However, it does look a little sus when you're out here being caught allegedly for prostitution. You're arrested and released allegedly for prostitution after your son has been killed by your boyfriend. I don't think I'll be able to get out of bed. I'm just being honest. I'm just being 100 with you. Now, not only does Terrel Rhodes confess to killing Amari, allegedly, but he also attacks 3 police officers in the room and actually tries to take a gun and literally takes the gun. Yes, y'all, he literally took the gun. Now, after he gave this whole song and dance and plea, he literally takes the gun. Yeah, he took it. Let me show y'all he took it.
Do not move.
Y'all gotta hold on. Wait a minute. We ain't mess with no.
Prosecutors presented this video to the
Let me pull it up for you so you can see it.
grand jury to file additional charges against Terrel Rhodes. Rhodes is accused of killing 2-year-old Amari Nicholson, then hiding his body outside a hotel near the Strip. At the start of this video, you can see he is trying to get his hand cut off right here. Metro Police say the video was taken inside an interview room shortly after Rhodes confessed to killing the toddler. You can hear Rhodes seem to cry, and then things take a violent turn.
And I do want to warn y'all, viewer discretion is advised. Viewer discretion is advised, okay? Just want to give y'all a quick warning. Watch his hands, y'all. He takes her gun.
So we want to stop it right there for you. You can see Rhodes grab for an officer's gun and actually get a hold of it. Then the fight is on. Officers shouting Rhodes has a gun and other officers joining in, screaming at him to drop it. That female officer there, she punches Rhodes several times in the head. And finally, officers are able to get that gun away from him. Now, at various points, you can hear Rhodes screaming as the police take that weapon away. This entire video, just about 2 minutes long, and coming up at 5, we'll show you more from this video and a map that Rhodes made that led police to the boy's body.
Now, let's not forget, he also had a criminal past before this. Tried to take the police gun. So not only he's going to be charged with assault on police officers and first-degree murder of a 2-year-old, of a child. After he confessed, tried to get handcuffs and shit off. I'll link the video below. But you can literally see him trying. He took the gun and he's muttering that he's going to kill them. He wants to kill them. So you look at this case and like, how the fuck did we get here? I'm sorry, I'm just passionate when it comes to children like this. Like, how did we get here? This is why we need justice for Amari and how the last started. It's the same way with also giving you a case update of Jacqueline Terrell West, how they last started. You see those hands? Now they're being arraigned for murder of 2 children because allegedly the children, like I've been saying before, the children never left Bakersville. And now allegedly they have evidence that the children was murdered 3 months before they even moved to Cal City. You heard me. 3 months before. And now they had their arraignment today, the 23rd, where they have rights to even see their children. But in my case, they shouldn't be able to see their children because that's like tainting the witnesses. Those children witnessed what happened to the other kids. Those children can pinpoint when the last time those children were seen. Those children can pinpoint when the last time the kids went out. Now, there is some video floating around, which myself, I'm not comfortable with putting it up, of it's allegedly of Jacqueline and Terrell West with the children out. However, I'm not comfortable with putting that up because right now we are going through a trial with them, and I'm waiting for that trial, which is set to start in May. But they were just putting a gag order on the case of these 2 missing young children that they said now they believe has been deceased 3 months before even coming to Cal City. And let's not forget, they went missing allegedly from Cal City. That was December of 2020. Now, that was December 2020. December 21st, 2020 is when the missing West boys came up missing allegedly. But now to come to find out that they allegedly could have been missing 3 months prior to that. Now, let's not forget, when they moved to Bakersville, the West, they had only been in Cal City 3 months. So whatever happened to those kids, it happened right before they moved from Bakersfield to Cal City, California. As of now, no, the bodies have not been discovered. They did have a vigil yesterday for the boys, like a remembrance for the children. They had like I said, remembrance for the children. But as of today, they have a notion to visit their children. Like, plus, let's not forget, Jacqueline Terrell had 2 children of their own, and they had 2 more adoptive children along with the West boys. Okay, so I'm guessing that they're getting the okay to talk to their other children, which again, those children know what happened to the West kids. They can kind of pinpoint what happened. So I'm interested to see what this court case is going to bring, along with the case of Terrel Rhodes, because his case will be starting in June of 2022. Because see, Amari life was taken May of 2021. So These are two cases that will be starting this year momentarily, seriously, in a couple of months, if you want to be honest. I just keep pushing the wrong button, Lord. These cases will be going to trial. Like I said, Jacqueline Trezell West, they'll be going to trial in May. As in Terrel Rhodes, he will be going to court in June for the murder of Amari Nicholson. So you see in both of these situations where we have adoptive parents or alleged step parents that have killed children that did not have to die. They really didn't. Now, we don't know the reason or the exact thing behind the West. We'll find out more when we go to trial, because there has allegedly been a gag order. So that means they can't really talk about the case until the trial, so it won't take the jury pool. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people have not heard about Jacqueline and Trezell West. A lot of people have not heard about them. So that's why it's like a gag order, so you won't take the jury pool. So it's to keep less evidence out until the trial comes out. Again, this is horrid. Like, these children lost their lives and they didn't have to. The West boys was 2 and 4. Amari was only 2. Again, if this reminds me of the case of Jakari Patterson. Lost her life due to her alleged biological father, who was let go recently, allegedly let go. I don't know how, when he confessed to killing his own daughter because, again, she soiled herself. She soiled herself. And again, only 2 years old. So it seems like children are not safe the way they used to be up until a certain age. And this is again to bring awareness to these situations, so some women won't get caught in these situations and won't have their children be pawns played in these situations. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm absolutely sure Jakari Patterson's family would have wanted to see her. They would have just left it as is. We would just left that baby stay with the mama. Same way with the West boys. I'm pretty sure they would still be alive. We wouldn't let them stay with the biological family. Again, Amari Nicholson would have still been alive if allegedly maybe you will let him stay with the biological father. So it's hard to you don't know what anyone is capable of. Let's be 100% honest. We're all navigating through life as free flow, as, trying to just navigate. No, you are not judged by your past. Everyone has a past. Everyone. But if you have a past of domestic violence and doing things of that nature, I don't think I would want to be with you. Even when it comes to the case of Terrel Rhodes, it's alleged that her mother and other people tried to get her being Taylor, away from him. But she didn't want to leave anything for my men. And now we're left with a deceased child. This has to stop. It has to stop. These children are innocent. And it's not fair to put children in grown folks' situations. It's really not. It's not fair. And I don't think I would be able to put any child in an adult situation. I just can't. And now we have to get justice for Amari Nicholson. Now we have to get justice for Orrin and Orsen West, which their biological names is Classic and Cencere Pettis. Justice needs to be served for these children. So we'll be watching the court cases to see what will happen in the next couple of months. We're going to continue watching the cases and continue to just see and try to grow as a community and try to educate one another, So, I'm going to end this broadcast where I always end all my other broadcasts. If no one told you they love you, I do. I truly, truly do. And make sure you do better today than you did yesterday. And strive for a better tomorrow today. And I'll see y'all next time for another Mayday Mayhem Mystery. Don't forget to check out Mayday Mayhem Podcast. That's on all streaming platforms where I really get candid. So, thank you again for being here. Please like, click, and subscribe for more content. And I'll be back to you next time for another episode of the Mayday Mayhem Mystery. Thank y'all and have a great day. Stay safe and stay healthy.